Hello, this video is intended for new Palomar College students who are not familiar with Assist.org. Assist.org is the official course and transfer articulation system for California public colleges and universities. It is intended to help students and counselors work together to find the appropriate pathway from a public California community college to a public California university. It is not intended for private California colleges and out-of-state universities. From any browser, go to assist.org. On the left-hand side, you'll see general information. In the middle, you'll see the articulation agreements. And on the right-hand side, you'll see how to search for transferable courses. We're going to start on the left-hand side. Here, you'll get important notes from Assist. You can see other videos created for Assist. You can search for majors throughout for UC and CSU. You can learn more information about Assist, resources and feedback, frequently asked questions, and support. In the middle, you'll find the articulation agreements. We'll select 2023. We'll select the college that 62% of all CSU transfer students from Palomar attended, and that would be Cal State San Marcos. We can use the pull-down menu, or we can just type in Palomar College. And there we go. Agreements. You can look at agreements via the major prep or by the department. I always suggest the major prep. And we're going to go with one of the most popular majors that transfer over to Cal State San Marcos, and that would be Business Administration, all options. View agreement. Zoom in here. When it says all options, that means options such as accounting, finance, management, and other business options. You'll find important information at the top. You'll see where you'll need a minimum of a C or better, not a C minus, but a C or better. You'll see that it's impacted. This major is impacted, which means there are more students applying for the position for the major than there are room for. So they have an additional criteria to get into the program. The minimum to get into the program, this is the minimum, is a 2.65. I would encourage students to shoot for higher than that. That doesn't guarantee that you'll get into the program. On the bottom, on the left-hand side, you'll see the name of Cal State San Marcos' classes. And on the right side, you'll see the equivalent classes here at Palomar College. So you have your accounting, your business 205, your econ classes, your math 130. To see the newest Assist articulation format, we'll look at how to transfer to UCSD. We'll modify our search. This time we'll look at catalog year 2023-24. We'll search for UCSD. Transfer from Palomar. You can search by major or department. I would not use prefix. I would stick with major, and we'll go with one of the more popular majors. That would be computer science. Once again, you'll see special notes at the top, followed by major prep classes. Please note that articulation agreements will not include prerequisite classes. So read these carefully whenever you're looking at a major. You'll notice it'll say complete, read these very carefully. It'll say complete A or B. So students will complete these two classes, Computer Science 175 or Computer Science 114, or they'll complete Computer Science 114 by itself. In section number 2, they want you to complete Area A and Area B. In section number 3, they'll want you to complete only 2 of these courses. Palomar College students may need to complete 2 Palomar College courses in order to fulfill 1 course at UCSD. I find a lot of my students will focus on, my computer science students will focus on taking the 2 physics classes. To the main page. On the right, you can search for classes that are transferable or complete a general education course. Select Read 24. Use the pull-down menu and type in Palomar College. I'll just type in Palomar College. And we want to look at UC transferable units. Here you can select by department or prefix. I would go with department again. And I'm going to go with mathematics. Once again, you'll find important notes at the top. Please pay attention to the symbols on the side and check the legend below. For example, if I look at Math 110, has 4 units. But it has a little asterisk, little plus sign there. And same thing with Math 135. That goes for 5 units. You would think maybe that would be 9 transferable units, but if you scroll down and look at the legend, it'll say all college algebra and pre-calculus courses, that's our Math 110 and our 135, are limited to a single course with a maximum of 5 semester units. You can also check if a class fulfills an area for the IGETC or the CSU general education pattern. We're going to go with the IGETC for now, since the IGETC works for UC and CSU schools. Here you can search by department or IGETC area. Let's start with English. Once again, you have important notes, but what you can see is that English 100 will take care of Area 1A, English composition. English 202 will take care of 1B, and that will be critical thinking English composition again. And English 205 will take care of Intro to Literature, will take care of Area 3B, Humanities. You can click on the IGETC area to see how classes will count for each area of the IGETC. Let's take a look at Area 1B, Critical Thinking, English Composition. You'll see all the classes that are approved, and if any were removed. You'll see English 202, 203, and 200 are approved. Philosophy 115 was removed in fall of 2014. Let's go back to the home page. One last part, we'll take a look at the CSU U.S. History, Constitution, and American Ideals. I can search by department or CSU American Institution area. I'm going to look at all departments. Now, all these classes aren't required to transfer. They're required to graduate from the California State University. And there's 3 parts. There's US 1, Historical Development of American Institutions and Ideals. US 2, United States Constitution and Government. US 3, California State and Local Government. You may use AP courses. For instance, for US 1, you could use your AP US History if you got a 3 or better. For US 2, you may use AP American Government and Policy. you'll see there, what will happen is you don't have to do 3 parts. You want to complete US 1, US 2, and US 3. In most cases, you're only going to need to take 2 classes, not 3 classes. For instance, of Africana Studies, not only takes care of US 1, but takes care of US 2. And Africana Studies 102 will take care of US 1 and US 3. And I can mix and match. I could take American Indian Studies 101 for US 1 and US 2. And then I can turn around and take Chicano Studies 102 because it'll take care of US 3. So that's all for now. If you have any additional questions, I would check the frequently asked questions or make an appointment with the Palomar counselor.